My bridal procession traveled for a full month. It was an arduous journey before I finally reached my husband's home. But once I stepped inside, I realized the mother-in-law was harsh and overbearing. The favored concubine in my husband's chambers acted like half the mistress of the house. She clearly thought that having borne 2 sons and 2 daughters, she had enough to play a game of mahjong at one table. Do not think that just because you come from the Longxi Li clan, you can order others about or act in an unruly, willful manner. From now on, showing filial piety to your parents-in-law, serving your husband, and being kind to the concubines and illegitimate children is the proper moral path. Since you have entered the Du household, you belong to me in life, and you belong to me in death. Even if you return home to complain, it will be too late. Do you want to guess why a woman of my status would marry so far away? Guess right, and there's a reward. Well, naturally, it is because I'm handsome and imposing, young and promising. Moreover, I am not even 30, and I am already the inspector of Yizhou. That is why your father holds me in high regard and agreed to this marriage. You are indeed thicker skinned than I imagined. You! Let me tell you, since you are already through these doors, don't think about turning things upside down. From now on, be cautious in your words and actions, and focus on serving your husband and raising children. Let's get the unpleasant words out of the way first. Although Liu is a concubine, she entered this house before you, and has already borne me 4 children. You are to treat her well. If I see even a hint of mistreatment, don't blame me for being heartless. To favor a mere concubine, you dare speak to our young mistress like that? Stay calm, stay calm. We've come a long way. Since we are already here, we must make sure everyone is truly convinced. Do you know that, traditionally, marriage has always been for the harmony between 2 families? From start to finish, the way you've been suppressing me. Frankly speaking, it's just to intimidate me with a display of power. It is nothing more than the insecurity and arrogance of a man from a humble background, climbing up to a high branch. Although you hold the office of inspector, you lack the foundation of a noble clan. To have reached your current position, you relied on flowery rhetoric, the support of influential figures, and a bit of luck. So, you wanted a wife from a prestigious family to advance further, but you lack the confidence to control me, which is why you took concubines and had children early, and speak to me with such cold indifference. If it were any other woman who had traveled from afar, without the backing of her maternal family, she could only depend on and please you, allowing you to do as you pleased. But you made one mistake. I'm here on behalf of my family to take charge of Yizhou, not to be bullied. Integrity and backbone are what noble clans value most. If I were of a fiery temper, unable to bear such humiliation, and die by suicide here in the Du house, then this would no longer be a marriage. It would be a blood feud. At that point, your reputation would plummet, let alone achieve great success. You have been climbing the ranks in the officialdom for years. Naturally, you understand the consequences. Why talk so seriously? You've traveled a long way. You should rest first. Oh, is this an attempt to flee? What are you doing? Du Darren, since you are so dissatisfied with this marriage, there's no need to force it. The women of our Li family will never demean themselves to seek humiliation. Write the letter of divorce, and I will head back to Longxi immediately. Bring me the brush, ink, and paper. Have Du Darren write every word clearly. Write it. Oh, write it. If you have the guts, then leave. Do you think I'm afraid of you? You, a woman who has married into a family, to be this arrogant the moment you arrive, completely lacking submissiveness. When you return, you will surely be sent to a nunnery to spend the rest of your life, or perhaps even drowned in a pool. Whether the first live or die is of no concern to you, Darren. Just write it. You are quite clever. The reason you dare to flaunt your authority before me is because you are betting on this world being maladominated, with the husband as the master. But you know better than anyone. If you dare to divorce me on our wedding night, that is an insult to the noble clans, publicly making an enemy of the Li family. By then, never mind my father. My uncles and brothers will not agree to it. Even the public outcry alone would be enough to drown you. You want me to write it? I will. Dream on? Since you are unwilling, Darren. Then I can only bring you back to Longsea and present the matter to my father. Men, seize him. I am an official of the Imperial Court. Do you have any respect for the law or order? Lee Manning. Release me at once. Someone help. How bold. How dare you show such disrespect to Darren? Fu Ren. What are you... Do Darren, since this is our first meeting, we should get to know each other. Let me introduce myself. I, Lee Manning, have loved archery since I was a child. But I have a bad habit. Back in Longsea, my father often said that for those who cannot be tamed, one arrow is enough to make them behave. This is too brutal. My father also warned me not to commit heinous acts. Exactly, who uses their own husband as a target? I had no choice. I had to suppress my hobbies, and over time it almost made me ill. Later, my father handed over the punishment of servants to me. Stealing property, 1 arrow. Harassing the ladies, 3 arrows. Being unfilial to parents, shoot to kill immediately. Do Darren, you use your power to bully others and favor concubines over your wife. Tell me, how many arrows is that worth? Lin Shi, you are trying to harm the life of the master. Old Madame, please save me. As a daughter-in-law, disrespecting one's mother-in-law, what punishment does that deserve? This is Yizhou. How dare you act so wantonly here? Miss, I heard that Du lost his father young and was raised solely by the old Madame. He is completely obedient to his mother and follows her every word. Oh, so that's how it is. If I'm not mistaken, most of this ridiculous situation must be the idea of this Du mother. 10 years a daughter-in-law, now a mother-in-law. She has forgotten the path she once walked herself, and only knows how to make things difficult for her daughter-in-law. Old Madame, you've misunderstood. Just now, Darren and I were only joking, and so I made a little joke as well. Old Madame has come at a perfect time. Darren was a bit startled just now, and is not feeling well. Hurry and let him go back to rest. You are rebelling, pointing a sword at your husband and calling it a joke? Someone, take this unfilial woman and old Madame. Husband misspoke just now, and the matter is already resolved. If you continue like this, are you trying to stir up old troubles? Du Yu's face turned pale. Today he had been utterly defeated. On his wedding night, being used as a target by his wife. Such a humiliating incident. If word got out, his reputation would be ruined. Mother, it is indeed nothing. We were just joking. Mother, that's enough. Let's go, I will take you back. Just you wait, you will have your day of weeping. Lee Manning. We have a long road ahead of us. Good, I shall wait. The master was also at fault. Before arranging the marriage, he should have thoroughly inquired about Du Yu's character and behavior. How is someone like this worthy of our miss? The young mistress won't stand for being bullied. She already offended Du Yu the moment she arrived. He certainly won't let this go. His mother is also difficult to deal with. Life here will likely be hard. For other women, perhaps this is a disastrous opening move. But for me, it is merely an appetizer. The current emperor is in poor health. He favors the eunuchs and has left the court in total chaos. Warlords across the land are recruiting soldiers, biding their time. A sign of a troubled era in the making. Heroes create the times, and the times can create heroes. My father keenly realized that this is the chance for my Longsea Li clan to contend for the world. Yizhou is a place my father must secure. My arrival here was actually my own initiative. Although I am a woman, I also want to contribute to my father's grand ambitions. Du Yu, living in this remote corner, does not seem to have such political foresight. If he is obedient, there will naturally be benefits for him. If he is not, I have ways to manage him. Miss is still as headstrong as ever. But this is Yizhou, after all. it wouldn't be good to have bloodshed. There are 2 military advisors in the manor, 10 secretaries and 10 record keepers, plus pages, attendants, and students, totaling over 100 people. For a lower prefecture's inspector's office, the staff is considered complete, better than I had imagined. After all, this will be where I display my talents. If it were too poor, I would have had to put in the effort to organize it. But for now, it will suffice. The next morning, just as dawn broke, Du came to my courtyard with a cold face to fetch me, to serve tea to my mother-in-law, Madame Du. The hall was filled with members of the Du clan. Because of yesterday's unpleasantness, Madame Du looked at me with extreme hostility. A new bride entering the home must remember to be respectful and submissive. As for yesterday's events, given that you are new to the Du house, I will let it slide. If you transgress again, I will not be so lenient. She has served Yuer since she was young, and has borne him 2 sons and 2 daughters. If you have few offspring, you may adopt the eldest illegitimate son into your name. It will provide you with security for your later years. Indeed, mother-in-law speaks much wisdom. From now on, we sisters will be together in the manor. I hope sister will look after us well. Sister comes from a noble background. Her knowledge is naturally something I cannot compare to. It's just that the rules of the house are meticulous. I am afraid sister might not be used to them. Speaking of the matters of the manor, although I dare not say I'm proficient in everything, I have managed them for several years and have brought the 4 children with me. If there is anything sister is unfamiliar with, I will be by your side to help. So sister won't be caught in a flurry. I raised an eyebrow. This was truly a blatant provocation and threat. If Du keeps me at a cold distance, I will never have children. And if I acknowledge the illegitimate son, I will be working for others for the rest of my life. What a clever scheme. This tea is too hot. You don't even know how to serve people. It seems Darren is too lenient, indulging you in such ignorance of etiquette. Master, save me! Lee Manning, have you lost your mind? To be so reckless right in front of me. Relying on your noble upbringing, you are truly lawless. Today I will teach you a lesson, you poisonous woman. Is it truly me who is rebellious? Or is it the Du family that harbors evil intentions? Perhaps we should clarify this in the light of day. My marriage contract with Du Darren began in February of the year before last. And those 2 illegitimate sons were born at the end of the year. Ever since our marriage was arranged, the Du family has been in such a rush to take concubines and father children for Du Yu. What kind of logic is this? We have been suffering from severe droughts for years, with natural disasters occurring frequently. The common people are struggling to survive. His Majesty has explicitly decreed that a man must be 45 before he can take a concubine. Du Darren, you are the prefect of Yizhou, and you should be a role model for the people. Yet you are only 27 this year. Is such conduct a sign of your dissatisfaction with the Li clan, or dissatisfaction with His Majesty? While this law is mostly applied to commoners, it is true that noble families often have concubines, and no one dares to restrict them. But you are different. You have always built your reputation on the fact that you are from a humble background. By doing something like this, it seems you are finding it hard to justify yourself, aren't you? After I asked these questions, both Du Yu and Du Mother were left wide-eyed and tongue-woodied, unable to utter a word. Elders of the Du family, is there anyone among you who can uphold justice for me? The Du family has only a few uncles and elders still living, but the most successful one is Du Yu. Naturally, no one would dare speak against him. However, most of them felt guilty and lost for words, blushing as they avoided my gaze. As for Madame Liu, it was merely an accident. Why must you be so relentless? This is pure jealousy. Liu is simply fertile, and conceived in one go. Who can be blamed for that? For a concubine or a maid to conceive before the legal wife, it is a breach of decorum. Even if it was an accident, could it not have been terminated? Now there are 4 children. Even if Du Darren is miraculously gifted, could the second and third time also be an accident? Li Manning, do not push me too far. Since no one in the Du family will stand up for me, then I shall summon someone who can. The Zhao family is the most powerful clan in Yizhou today, and I assume you rely heavily on their support. My own cousin-in-law is the niece of Madame Zhao. Someone, take my father's calling card and go to the Zhao residence on East Street and invite Madame Zhao here. Stop her. Don't let her leave.
Hey!
I am a scout under General Li Di, ordered to protect the eldest miss. If anyone dares to stand in my way, do not blame me for being merciless with my blade. You Du family members are truly ridiculous. You wanted to marry a daughter of a noble clan, just to covet the political resources behind me. But how could I ever let myself be manipulated? Do you think you can bully me because I am young and inexperienced, or that I am a soft persimmon for anyone to need? Seeing me so firm, Du mother suddenly lost her composure. At best, she only has some experience managing the inner household. But when it comes to such major events, she is completely helpless. New bride, please calm your anger. We are all one family. Let us talk things over. Why must you drag the Zhao family into this? It would harm the harmony, wouldn't it, madam? Why be so angry? Let's speak calmly. Harmony is the most precious thing. As long as mother speaks kindly, I, as your daughter-in-law, will naturally be reasonable.
Hey!
I knew it. Mother wouldn't be angry with me over a lowly concubine, would you? Well, go and get a fresh cup of tea. Gigi, please have some tea. It's too cold. How exactly are you serving people? I have never been insulted like this before. At least out of respect for the children I have borne. I implore the master to uphold justice for me. Madam said the tea is cold. Are you not going to get a fresh cup? Madame Liu was stunned and could only wipe away her tears before serving me tea again. Throughout the whole afternoon, I made Madame Liu change my tea 8 times. Everyone present couldn't bear to watch, yet no one dared to interject. Since the Du mother and son used Madame Liu as a tool to humiliate me, then by giving her a hard time, I am humiliating them. I want the entire prefect's mansion to understand. I, Lanning, am not someone to be trifled with. If I swallow this insult today, my life in Yizhou will be filled with obstacles. After the farce of the family meeting concluded, Du mother's expression was unsightly to the extreme. Du protected the delicate concubine Liu and swept away, not even sparing me a glance. When the crowd dispersed, I returned to my own courtyard, methodically arranging my dowry and servants. Ever since we arrived, the steward hasn't even shown his face, nor mentioned providing the monthly allowance for my dowry servants. They clearly intend to give us the cold shoulder. This is an economic blockade. I am here in Yizhou, and everything from food to clothing requires money. The servants I brought as part of my dowry also need their monthly wages and tips. Do you intend to wear me down? Thinking that once my money runs out, I will naturally have to humbly beg him for help. Unfortunately, he made a mistake in his calculations. The money I brought is enough for us to squander for over 100 years. Anyone who uses such despicable means isn't worth much either, a prefect. Not even as good as dog excrement. Go on, scold him more. This servant is ready to stand at the gate of the prefect's mansion and curse them too, so that the people of Yizhou can hear about the black-hearted nature of this Du mother and son. Our whole room erupted in laughter. For 3 consecutive days like this, I remained ignored in the Du household. Du stayed only in Madame Liu's quarters, acting as if I didn't exist. The servants in the house all know that the new madam is not favored, and that it is better to curry favor with Madame Liu. I acted as if I knew nothing. When the day came to pay respects to Madame Du, the old woman used her words to mock me for being too strong-willed. New brides always have to endure some grievances, but you can't stand even a little bit. Do you not understand that one who is too rigid will easily break? What matters most to a woman is her husband's favor. When my husband passed away early, as a woman raising a child, life was so difficult. But I had a son, and life had hope. I could carry on. Madame Liu has 4 children. Her good days are yet to come. She spoke with such crude, vulgar directness, only stopping short of saying I would end up lonely in my old age. To enjoy good days, one must also have the life to enjoy them. Didn't you suggest before that I should register the eldest illegitimate son under my name? I think that is a wonderful idea. Then let us remove the mother and keep the child. The 4 children are still young and don't remember much. Who doesn't love a ready-made child? Bestow a length of white silk upon concubine Liu, and let her end her own life. Be sure to tell her that she dies for the future of her children. Her death will be meaningful. Yes, servant, I will go at once. You! Don't joke around. I'm not joking. Isn't this your own instruction? Over these few days, I have already investigated everything about Madame Liu. She was the master's personal maid since she was a child, very much favored by him. After my marriage to Diu was decided, it was you who ordered the removal of her contraceptive decoction, the goal being to use her to manipulate me. Actually, you don't even like Madame Liu that much. But a servant like her can only rely on you and do you, and her background is humble. She is lowborn, so she can be discarded at any time. She is absolutely a fine blade to use against me. How can you even say such things? Heaven values life, yet you speak so casually of killing. Is this the upbringing of your Longsili clan? The one who pushed Madame Liu into the limelight was you, wasn't it? If I fight with her, you are the fisherman who gains the profit. Madame Liu should also know, whose hand her life hangs in. You, to be honest. These tricks of yours are only suitable for commoners. For me, they are truly useless. At most, they just disgust me a little. And since I have no feelings for Diu, even the disgust has very little effect. After speaking, I stood up, straightened my skirt, and prepared to leave. Are you not afraid I will report you for insubordination? Disrespecting a mother-in-law is a grave sin. You will ruin your reputation and become an outcast to the world. Do you believe me? Do you believe I will have you divorce you? Your mouth is yours to control, so say whatever you wish. But do remember, it was your Du family that started the malice first. The Zhao family is hosting a banquet tonight, and Madame Zhao wants to personally ask you to take good care of me. At that time, you can speak your truth as much as you like. Du mother trembled with rage, but was completely helpless. Oh, and by the way, I heard concubine Liu can sing. Perhaps you should let her sing a song for the guests tonight. Consider it entertainment. As I walked out of the door, I heard the crisp sound of porcelain shattering. And so I continued to live in the Du house in a dull, flavorless manner. Du treated me as if I were nothing, with every intention of dragging this out to the end. I didn't care. Every day I read, practiced calligraphy, and fenced, feeling quite at ease. After a period of time, one day, Du suddenly stormed into my courtyard. I finally understand why you were married off to such a faraway place. I have already inquired. You lost your mother in your youth. You lacked discipline? Your father only indulged you, making you arrogant and domineering in Longxi, cruel and unbenevolent. No respectable family dared to marry you. That is why you were married off so far away. Li Manning, you are always bringing up the fact that I took a concubine and had children, but what about you? Your past is so shameful. What face do you have to throw your weight around in my house? You guessed wrong. This is the second time you have failed to grasp the opportunity. As long as I am a daughter of the Longxi Li clan, even if I were to marry 3 or 4 times, there would still be plenty of people competing to marry me. When will you ever be smart enough to realize that? Your sharp tongue is useless. Let me tell you, if you don't kneel down and beg me, I will absolutely never share a room with you. Nor will I give you a child. When you are old and faded, it will be too late for regrets. Darren is drunk, speaking nonsense. Send him out. Lee Manning one day. You will come and beg me. Following that, do you continue to punish me exactly as he had planned, living happily with Madame Liu and the illegitimate children, putting on a show of being deeply affectionate. I did not remain idle, but began to win over the officials in the prefect's mansion. Most of them were from humble backgrounds, and many admired the backbone of the Longxi Li clan, so winning them over was effortless. As for the remaining difficult ones, I gave money to the greedy and sent beauties to the lecherous. Within half a year, the entire prefect's office was quietly held in my palm. In the prefect's mansion, my words were more effective than Du Yu's. Du saw that I was not in the least bit affected by his coldness, and instead grew more and more anxious. One day, as I was practicing swordsmanship in the courtyard, a maid reported from the side, "Miss, the Zhao family has sent some gifts. It is a crate of rare peaches, but our courtyard was only allocated 4, while Madame Liu's side received 20. She couldn't eat that many, so she secretly sent them to her elder brother's family, so they could taste the fresh fruit. I have been too kind this past half year. Call the steward over." The steward in charge of distributing gifts in the Du family is Madame Liu's cousin. When I first entered the Du family, my attitude remained firm. Madame Liu and her lot had been keeping their tails tucked between their legs. But as time went on, they realized that Du Yu and I remained at odds. So they gradually returned to their old ways. When Steward Liu was summoned, he appeared calm, stubbornly refusing to admit any wrongdoing. There are 4 young masters and mistresses in concubine Liu's courtyard, and the master visits there quite often. So, does that mean the allowance for the concubine's courtyard can exceed mine? Madam, please listen to my explanation. There was simply no other way. No other way, you say? Guards, tie her up for me. A servant this insolent is simply dragging Magistrate Du into disgrace. If word of this gets out, the censorate will surely impeach Magistrate Du for favoring a concubine over his legal wife. That would hardly benefit his official reputation. After scolding them, I had Liu Kangxi beaten with 40 heavy blows. My martial maid secretly applied internal force, breaking both of his legs. By the time Steward Liu was carried out, Madame Liu had already received the news. "My lord, she is my only brother. This Li woman is trying to cut off my limbs. It was your brother who started by skimming the allowances. Now that it has become a public scandal, how do you expect me to protect him? If you truly care for him, tell him to stop causing trouble." The next morning, I replaced the stewards in the manor. The reorganization was implemented from top to bottom. Half of the maids in Madame Liu's courtyard were dismissed. 2 wet nurses were let go. And the monthly stipends were slashed by more than half. This is what the masters are supposed to eat? Though Du told her to endure it, he felt sorry for her that very night. He secretly sent a pouch of silver to Madame Liu's courtyard. Before the silver could reach the door, it was intercepted by the guards on duty. On the morning of the 3rd day, the pouch of silver was placed on my table. Double the deduction of concubine Liu's allowance for next month. Half a month passed. Lin Shi's waistline has visibly thinned. She walks with a frail air as if a gust of wind could knock her over. She no longer dares to go crying to Du Yu, because every time she finishes crying, the provisions for her courtyard are reduced yet again until finally, even Du Yu doesn't dare step foot into her courtyard anymore. So she began to devise her own schemes. "Milady, there has been movement from Lin Shi's side. I was worried she might actually have the patience to endure longer, to ensure Lin Shi could move forward with her plans. I found an excuse, and in front of everyone, harshly punished my personal maid, Binger." Not 2 days later, someone from Lin Shi's side secretly made contact with Binger. 3 more days passed, and one of Lin Shi's daughters suddenly turned deathly pale. She had difficulty breathing, and within half a day of the onset, she fell into a coma. "Doctor, how is the child?" "The young mistress has been poisoned with gujian. Whoever used such poison is truly wicked. To spare not even a tiny infant. My child. My poor child." Could a mere little lady have offended anyone? Who could be so heartless? "Magistrate Du, Madame Du, I beg you to seek justice for the little lady. At this moment, I cannot help but look at Lin Shi in a new light. She looks so frail and delicate, yet she is truly ruthless. In order to frame me, she did not hesitate to sacrifice her own daughter. Everything that followed proceeded exactly according to Lin Shi's arrangements. They inspected the little lady's bedchamber and discovered the filthy residue in the milk custard. I once saw Binger, who serves in the madam's courtyard, slinking into the little lady's room. Upon hearing this, Du Mother's eyes brightened, as if she could already see the scene of me kneeling and begging for mercy. Bring Binger here. Tell me, who instructed you to poison the little lady? As long as you confess the mastermind behind this, I guarantee your safety. Magistrate Du, please hear me out. I have never even entered Concubine Lin's courtyard. I haven't even been to the young Mrs. room. I have no idea what happened. Why didn't Binger say what we planned? Do not be afraid. You may speak the truth in front of Du Darren. Concubine Liu's words are laughable. What the servant said was the truth, madame. Du Darren, I dare not hide anything. Actually, the poison in the little Mrs. system was planted by Concubine Liu. The guzheng poison was obtained from her uncle. She said even a tiny amount could be fatal. Concubine Liu hated the madame's discipline. She was bent on revenge. She couldn't bear to see her young son suffer. That is why she chose the young miss instead. Du Darren, old madam, I have told you everything. Please, I beg you, spare me. I was forced by Concubine Liu as well. Concubine Liu, you framed me. You have certainly gone to great lengths. You tricked me, you set me up, Darren. It was Lishi who harmed me. It was her. It was clearly you who harmed me. How dare you turn around and bite back? There is no justice in this world. I understand now, I understand everything. You deliberately punished Binger. You beat my cousin. You docked my allowances. Everything was for this day. Lishi, you will die a horrible death. You will. They say even a tiger does not eat its own cubs. You actually had someone poison your own flesh and blood. He who commits his own sins cannot live. Concubine Liu attempted to harm Du Darren's offspring. Her crime is unforgivable. She cannot be kept alive. Guards, drag her away. Keep her under strict guard. Let go of me, Lishi. You will meet a wretched end. I will share the bridal chamber with you. Just grant Concubine Liu mercy this once. I know everything you have done was for my sake. Manning, you and I can live in mutual respect. Why not be a loving husband and wife? Du Darren, there are no mirrors in your room, are there? What? If you don't know what kind of face you have, peeing into a puddle and looking at your reflection might help. What exactly do you want? If you spare Concubine Liu's life, there might still be room for us to talk. If you kill her so ruthlessly, have you thought about the next few decades? Her children won't let you off either. Concubine Liu is shallow and short-sighted. Her heart is vicious. Having such a mother is a stain on those children. Now that I am dealing with her, it is not a private punishment. It is the law of the state which knows no mercy. As the governor of Yizhou, surely you understand this simple principle? I truly did not expect that you would be so indecisive. Of course, it is not impossible to spare Concubine Liu. What are your terms? Speak. I want you to introduce me to the heads of the other 3 great clans of Yizhou. The most powerful magnates in Yizhou today are none other than the Shao, Qian, Sun, and Lei families. The Zhao family is already an ally of my Longxi Li clan. So what I need to deal with right now are the other 3. Some of these families are local tyrants. Some have influence and backing. None of them can be underestimated easily. Besides, they don't all take orders from Du Yu. On the contrary, Du Yu has always been led by the nose by them. So when I asked Du Yu to introduce me to these people, he didn't think too much of it. Once the banquet was halfway through, and the sound of music began to fade, that was when I brought up the main topic. Honored heads of the clans, In the first half of the year, under the guise of water conservancy projects, you reported an excess of 30,000 taels of silver to the imperial court, but the silver was never used for water conservancy. It all went into your own private treasuries. Madame, where did you hear such rumors? There is no such thing. Open it so the heads of the clans can see clearly. This is the ironclad evidence of your secret collusion and the embezzlement of the imperial tax silver. This is just a copy. The original has already been sent to the capital. I have already handed them over to Magistrate Wang of the Censorate. If I calculate the time correctly, if all goes smoothly, these documents will reach His Majesty's desk by tomorrow. Du was stunned. He turned to look at me, his eyes filled with disbelief. He has no idea when I managed to acquire this evidence. While he assumed I was trapped in petty domestic squabbles, I was busy handling serious matters. Fu Ren wife. All this time, we have provided our full support to Du Darren. Everything we do is for the peace and prosperity of Yizhou. These are merely standard practices. In truth, the money doesn't just go into our own pockets. It is all used to build schools and develop water conservancy. That is right, Fu Ren. Whatever demands you may have, just say them plainly. Why go to such lengths? Honored family heads, from this moment on, I hope we can cooperate fully to make Yizhou better and better. Therefore, starting today, the annual tax silver from your 3 families shall be paid directly to me. The amount will be doubled. What say you all? I hold them by their throats, and they dare not defy me. But most importantly, I stand here representing both the governor's mansion and the Longxi Li clan. The implications of this, the 3 family heads surely understand. We are willing to follow your lead, Fu Ren. We shall respect your instructions. Li Manning. Isn't your appetite a bit too large? How can you allow the officials to set fires, but forbid the common people from lighting lamps? Once the money is in my pocket, it will naturally be used just as before. If there truly is a need for building roads or schools, I shall grant approval for those expenses. Why wear such a grim face, Du Darren? Your beloved concubine Liu is safe now. Once I have received the tax payments, I naturally let her return to your side without a scratch. Du stared at me stunned, as if you were seeing me for the very first time. After this incident, I kept my word and released concubine Liu. She is merely an ignorant woman who let herself be used as a pawn. Who has the energy to bother killing someone so insignificant? However, after this ordeal, Du seem to have completely turned cold, except to see the children. He rarely visits concubine Liu's courtyard anymore. He seems to have become completely submissive. He comes to my courtyard to dine every single day, and has even proposed multiple times to have concubine Liu gifted to some servant or driven out of the manor. He wants me to take over the upbringing of all 4 children. These days I have thought it through, he said. You, as the wife, are indeed farsighted, with a long-term vision. Someone like Liu, who possesses nothing but beauty and lacks intelligence, would only raise the children into mediocrities. I looked at him and could not help but frown. It was clearly you who were blinded by lust, letting her bear 4 children in succession, and now you despise her for being beneath your station. Do I look like I have nothing better to do? Whoever gave birth to the children should raise them. What does that have to do with me? Wife, I know you are still unable to turn your heart around, but I have truly repented. I have finally realized that only a woman like you is worthy of my sincere affection. Even when I responded with cold, biting sarcasm, he remained deeply affectionate, acting as if he were a prodigal son who had finally turned over a new leaf. It made me want to throw up my dinner from the night before. Every time he leaves my courtyard, Binger sprinkles salt to cleanse the path. What a despicable man. He is indeed base. Perhaps this is what they call loyalty born from abuse. In truth, I have no more time to play these games with Du Yu. Coming to Yizhou this time, I carry the heavy burden of my clan's expectations. Now that the magistrate's office is finally in order and peaceful, it is time for me to move to the next step of my plan. Next, I began to go out to pay a visit to Yang Qian, the governor of military affairs of Yizhou. Du Yu, as the inspector, only holds administrative power. He has no authority to mobilize troops. It would be easy to leave him as a mere figurehead. But the regional commander of Yizhou military affairs wields true power with blade and steel. For the past 6 months, he has been training troops outside, never returning to the city. That is why we have never met. I heard Yang Qian is 30 this year. He has been a widower for many years and has not remarried. So I brought not only various precious gifts, but also 2 beautiful maids to offer him. Who would have thought that upon meeting him, I would find Yang Qian so familiar? A sense of déjà vu. Looking closer, I realized I had indeed met this man before. Half a year ago, while on my way to Yizhou for the arranged marriage, I was attacked by bandits. These bandits were rogue outlaws, ferocious and brave. They must have long been eyeing the luxury of my carriage and the weight of my baggage, only striking as I neared Yizhou. Although I brought many guards, and their skills were not bad, we could not hold back the sheer number of bandits. Just as I was losing ground, a heroic young man suddenly appeared, leading his men to assist me. We fought the enemy together, in perfect sync. I wanted to thank him properly, but I had accidentally hit my head, losing consciousness. When I awoke, there was no news of him. So he is my benefactor. There is no need for such formalities, madam. Such an incident happening within Yizhou's borders is naturally my responsibility. Yang has a fondness for tea. I shall accept your fine tea, madam. As for the rest, forgive me, I cannot accept. So he is Yang Qian. At that brief glance, I thought he was only 24 or 25. Such high spirits. To think he is already 30. It seems constant horse riding and archery indeed keep one younger than a pampered life. Du is 3 or 4 years younger than Yang Qian. Yet recently, to appear mature and steady before me, he even grew a beard. Seeing my look of disgust, he reluctantly shaved it all off. While gathering information at the Yang estate, I heard from Yang Qian's personal attendant that Yang Qian has been a widower for years, remaining very disciplined and self-respecting. Only once did he show interest in someone, but that woman was already betrothed, a flower already plucked. Counting the days, it was exactly when Commander Yang saved us. My heart skipped a beat. Looking at Yang Qian's attitude today, coupled with that past event, it is possible the person he liked was me. But at the time, once he learned of my status as the inspector's wife, he backed away. I don't know why, but at the mere thought of this possibility, my heart itches as if scratched by a kitten's claws. Afterward, I often found excuses to visit Yang Qian, wanting to see what he really thinks. Yet Yang Qian remains very composed. He is polite in receiving me, but lacks warmth, always maintaining a distance. When I spoke to him about the troubles in the inspector's mansion, he lowered his gaze, a flash of hidden sadness surfacing in his eyes. Had I known Du Yu's true character earlier, why would I have married him? I would rather have married you. Yang Qian was silent for a long time. I looked up and saw his ears were bright red. He even held his book upside down. I know you are no ordinary woman, madam. I am well aware of Du Yu's actions. If you wish to divorce Du Yu, I will help you with all my might. If you have no intention of divorcing and only need something from me, just say it plainly. I didn't expect him to be so understanding, thinking of everything for me. Watching his restrained and enduring expression, I suddenly couldn't bear to tease him anymore. After Yang Qian left, I felt unsettled. Suddenly turning around, I saw Du standing at the door with an ashen face, staring at me without moving. Why are you back so early today, Darren? Manning, please don't go any further. I beg you, look back at me, will you? How he speaks, as if he were a pitiful abandoned husband. He doesn't consider the look on his own face back then. Are you having a fever in broad daylight? What nonsense are you spouting? You once said to give me 3 chances to guess why you traveled so far to marry in Yizhou. Now I understand. Oh? As soon as you arrived, you wanted to take over the inspector's treasury and the Yizhou granaries. as well as the taxes of the 4 great clans. I thought you just wanted to manage the household and money, but in fact, you were securing food supplies, strangling the military's throat. You grew close to young Qian to obtain the Yizhou military defense map from his hands, to gain control over the Yizhou army. So, once you have the grain and military power in Yizhou, the Longxi Li army can move south directly and unite with the Yizhou troops, forming a powerful separatist force. So, the Longxi Li clan is planning a rebellion. That is why you traveled all the way to the southwestern frontier, Yizhou, isn't it? After a year, do you finally figured it out? How dreadfully slow. Yan Qian had realized this much earlier, which explains his restrained and perceptive reply. The corrupt officials are in power, the people are suffering, and warlords are restless. The Longxi Li clan dominates the region. We naturally do not yield. For the 3rd time, you guessed correctly. But it is too late to know now. Whether it is the inspector's mansion or the Du family, everything is under my control. Even if he knows, he cannot stir up any waves. When the army descends, Du will only have 2 choices: surrender or die as a martyr for the city. Du has no backbone. I think he will choose the former. Receiving my affirmation, Du's hands trembled slightly, and he collapsed to the floor in defeat. So it is true. I invited the Wolf into my house. How laughable that I even thought I could manipulate you. Truly, I was overestimating myself. Manning, do whatever you wish. I accept it. At this point, I only want to ask you one thing. Have you ever had a shred of sincerity toward me? To grow old together? If I hadn't treated you that way from the start, would everything be different? There is no such thing as if. Nor is there any such thing as sincerity in this situation. If you had treated me with sincerity from the beginning, I would have consulted you on a great matter. After all, if you had cooperated, it would have been much easier for me. And you would have had more opportunities than others. It's just a pity. What's spilled cannot be gathered. 2 months later, the Longxi Li clan rose in rebellion in Taiyuan. Just as planned, my father guarded Longxi, and my brother marched south. Yan Qian voluntarily opened the city gates, and my brother smoothly occupied Yizhou. Although many cursed him for surrendering without a fight, accusing him of cowardice, yet in this chaotic world, Yizhou did not suffer the flames of war. Not a single person was killed, becoming a rare place of peace and prosperity. Everything was in good order. Some commoners didn't even know the city had changed hands. Du had no choice but to accept his fate, continuing to serve my brother. To curry favor with me, he quickly remarried Lu Shiwei and sent his 4 illegitimate children to a farmstead in the suburbs, letting them fend for themselves. Du mother, knowing the situation was lost, asked to retire to a nunnery, secluding herself behind closed doors. Actually, she overthought it. Even if I am vengeful, I wouldn't stoop to retaliating against her, an ignorant old woman. However, her future fears, lying awake at night, is not something I can control. Upon learning of all my encounters in Yizhou, my brother sneered. A spineless, treacherous scoundrel like this is fit to be my brother-in-law? Someone, drag him away and behead him. I understood my brother's meaning. Since Du as the inspector was no longer useful, why keep him around to be an eyesore? Divorce is not as clean as becoming a widow. Clean and simple. But since we were in need of personnel, I suggested keeping him to work for Longxi. Thus I made Du hand over the divorce papers and spared his pathetic life. Du regretted his past, but could only tearfully write the divorce letter. My brother disliked him, assigning him the most arduous and bitter tasks. Less than 3 years later, Du contracted a cold while on duty and passed away. When Du mother heard the news, she committed suicide by taking poison in the nunnery. From beginning to end, Yan Qian stood silently by my side. I was, in fact, moved by him, several times wanting to marry him. But he said his reputation was too poor, and he did not want to drag me down. 10 years later, the Li family seized the empire. My father ascended the throne as emperor, and my brother became crown prince. I was titled the Princess Protector of the State, enjoying an estate of 3,000 households. Yang Qian still refused to be my consort, remaining by my side like a humble shadow. Once I teased him, "I am divorced, you are a widower. You are a spineless general, while I am branded by many as the daughter of rebels. In this world, who is more suited for each other than us?" "Don't say that, Manning. You are the finest woman in all under heaven, deserving of a better man." I was speechless, whatever. I never intended to marry anyone else anyway. Let us just entangle ourselves until the end. And so, Yang Qian and I lived in peace until we were 90. Although I never married, in this chaotic world, beautiful yet cruel as fireworks, what could be more precious than this?